So a practice and a process I take clients through is called body speak, which is based on somatic therapies and meditation work. It's a blend where we use the information, the energetic information within the consciousness of ourselves to learn to listen about what's alive and present in our body. So this often looks like, does it feel like there is a block, maybe a tightening of the throat? Or how did you feel in that experience, regardless of what the story is or the characters in it, right? Those are ever only breadcrumbs to our healing. And so we get curious about the energetic information we discover there. And then we provide the unmet need to perhaps the inner child, to the memory that surfaces, or to the present moment, because you get to be your own source. And the more you can dial in true intimacy into me, I see, relationship to self, the more empowered you become to trust yourself, to take confident, decision energy that's very quick and responsive. And the more you trust your intuition, which again, as we've said, is your guide and your conduit to God.
Oh, it makes me so happy because the conversations that stem around energy and intuition often have that expression of not from God, right? It's like this spirituality thing that is of the essence and not of anything biblical.
Sure.
And I am constantly talking with my community about this because I want to break down the walls that have been built up by the church in our ability and our gifting and our natural connection to God. Like, you don't have to go to a source to tell them your condolences or to tell them your regrets or to tell them your sins in order to have that conversation. Like, coming home to me is being able to be okay with the dirty laundry, right? Just as much as if all the laundry's done that day. When I come home, it doesn't make me like overwhelmed when the laundry's not done. In fact, I'm like, oh man, I'm human, right? And I am okay. My kids are safe. I am safe. My marriage is intact. And there wasn't always days like that. But I think it's important for us as Christians who actually understand and are still understanding. I haven't figured it all out by any means. Energy is like wild to me. But I am more and more unpacking and coming to peace with the fact that these are areas of God that we get to explore, and he's consistently and constantly unveiling to us.
Yeah. I recently had someone leave a comment on a post of mine talking about, intuition and that being the lifeline to God. And they basically, in summation, were saying, I love what you're saying, but I can't really get behind a God message. I wish the best to you. And if anyone is uncomfortable with the term God, I would encourage you to replace the word God with love. And then tell me, if you reread the message with the word love in place of God, is there something you can't get behind there? My guess
So
is
good.
no. And
So
so there's
good.
either love or not love, right? And the healing occurs wherever we perceive a misalignment of that love outside of ourselves. And so that's where the energy work really comes into play, right? There's fear and there's love. There's God and there's not.
So good.
So anything out of alignment is what we release so that we can anchor back into the truth of already what was, right? But that we start to trust it and nourish that.
And I think when I first started the Fit and Faith podcast several years back, and I was thinking through what this word alignment meant to me, I was not in the personal development realm at this point at all. I was in the personal development personally, but I didn't know people who spoke about things like this. I didn't know you. I didn't know Mike Zeller. I didn't know any of the people who are in pursuit of this idea of wholeness and integration and alignment. This word was something that I really came to as a revelation as I was unpacking my mental health, my physical health, and my spiritual health. I was newly, as of 3 years, really exploring a relationship with God for the first time. I have finally fallen in love with my body from not the lens of any masculine identity or any external feedback, even of my husband, who I knew loved me fully, but I wanted to stand in the mirror fully and understand what I was vesseled for. And then my mental health finally having that sense of clarity and peace. And so alignment, I think, cannot happen without the entirety of self.